Right. That show's really good.
Well, I've seen bits of it. Really it's pretty solid.
Yeah. I actually watched it once on a plane. I was on WestJet. I was flying WestJet, and I didn't have the thing plugged in, and so the guy beside me accidentally hit my keypad because I was on that map thing, and he accidentally hit it, and it went to the Discovery Channel before he realized that he wasn't on his own. And I looked up, and I was like, hey, it's Mayday. I love that show, and I just watched it. I put in my headphones, and I just watched it. I stopped reading my book, and I watched Mayday on the plane.
That seems like a really bad choice on their part to put that show on.
I can't believe that an airline would allow that.
Well, it's on, but because it's just the TV. They can't control what the Discovery Channel puts on.
Well, they can still say not these shows.
Or don't they have, at least on Air Canada, they have pre-programmed.
No.
No,
because WestJet, I think, has changed it now, but they used to just have the satellite TV.
Oh, okay.
Live satellite TV. So it just happened to be on the Discovery Channel, and it was Mayday. And I thought, this is kind of cool, and I'm going to watch this. It was kind of surreal. It's like in Airplane, the movie Airplane, that the in-flight movie in the movie is an airline disaster movie.
See, it's funny that you would watch that, because last summer before I went to Cuba, we were staying in the hotel in Mississauga, and Die Hard 2 was on, the one, of course, that takes place at Dulles International.
Yeah.
And my friend and I were both like, hey, stop. No, we're not going to watch this. We're getting on a plane in 6 hours. So we both looked and very consciously, no, we're not doing this.
But what's the worst that's going to happen on a plane? You die. All right. Everyone's going to die.
Well, I understand so. I think what ours was is that it's that putting that idea out to the universe that we're watching this, and then if it does happen, we can say, "Oh no, this is what happened." I mean, not that either one of us believe that.
Right.
But,
right. Well, I got really scared last year. I was in Washington, and my brother came down, and we were at the Air and Space Museum, and we were going through the old airline stuff. Probably a lot of the stuff that you might be looking at too, but it was like Wright Brothers through to whatever the 60s in this one room, and it was development of one specific thing, and I was looking at something, and I said, wow, like that's, I wonder if they're ever going to master airline travel. And my brother says they have mastered airline travel. I thought, oh no, we're getting on a plane, and we are totally, that's karma, going to just say, no, we haven't, and this plane is going to crash, and that's going to be it. And I was so convinced that we were going to crash. Now granted, I'm convinced we're going to crash every time we get on a plane, but that one was a little worse. And then I was remarkably okay with it, because I don't know. I figure part of me thinks that, like, you know, because we're still young-ish. Like on a university campus, we're old, but like in general, we're young. So like when I'm out in public, I still feel like I'm young, but when I'm on campus, I feel old. Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic. So you still have this thing of like, yeah, you know you're gonna die, but you don't really think it. You don't really think it's real. So I think for me, thinking that I'm going to die in a plane crash is like, well, that's the only way I could possibly die. Because my body's never gonna go bad. I mean, I'm always going to be relatively healthy, right? Like,
well, at this age, it's probably a bit out of the blue to all of a sudden be reminded of your mortality, I think, for most people.
I don't know. I had a quarter-life crisis. So I'm more comfortable now than I used to be about it. So, I don't know. Anyway, what a tangent. That's a great tangent.